Do you want to know what billionaires like Trump invest in? Stick around and we'll show you what and how. My name is Gary Wong from GaryWongRealty.com. I'm the author of the book on Vancouver real estate. Today, once again, I'm honored to have my business partner, VIP client, and great friend, Peter Liang, also known as the Global Investor. Welcome to the show again, Peter.
Thank you, Gary.
And if you missed the last episode that we shot together, it's somewhere in this video or in the description on how to retire in 5 years or less through real estate and passive income. So we are shooting this multi-part series on wealth and money. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Without further ado, let's get started. So Peter, tell us, we're going to be talking about how the millionaires and billionaires think and what are they investing like? What do people like Donald Trump and Warren Buffett and those billionaires, what do they invest in and how do they do it?
Okay, well, let's dive right in. When I look at what the financially wealthy are doing, they're looking at opportunities. They're looking at opportunities not only in your area, but they're also looking at opportunities globally, right? So have a global perspective is hugely important because there is no way that one area continues to boom over long periods of time for unlimited amount of time. Business, having multiple sources of income is something that absolutely gets looked into by the financially wealthy. So, whether it's opportunities in Canada or opportunities in Asia, what are the opportunities in the US? I think the global perspective is hugely important, and that's something that has really opened up my eyes over the last 6-7 years, traveling as much as I do.
Okay, and when you say think globally, how does somebody in Vancouver start getting into that space? Well, I've lived in Vancouver all my life. What do you mean by invest globally? Like just go to a random country and then park money somewhere? What does that mean?
Not quite. Not quite.
Yeah.
So, well, it starts with this. I mean, we all travel, we all take vacations, right? So you understand that with wealth, there's so much wealth amongst the world. So there's certain things I see. I mean, what do I know about Vietnam? What do I know about Cambodia? What do I know about China? How do I get involved in real estate now in, say, UK? So it was only because I took a trip there and wanted to watch a football match, and I walked into a real estate office, and through the conversations that I've had, the curiosity, I would have to say, about real estate, I attended, I started talking with these guys about what real estate was like in the area. What are they, what do they see as an opportunity for foreigners? And that's when, this lady goes, well, there's this type of real estate, there's something like called an HMO, housing of multiple occupancy, there's buy-to-lets, which is our sort of single family homes. And just having that 15-minute conversation, that gave me an inspiration going, oh, apparently there's these things that are called, HMOs, which is sort of our multifamily, that are tremendously profitable, right? Tremendously profitable. But of course, as an investor, we always think, yes, there's a reward there, but what's the risk involved?
So what I'm hearing you saying is ask. Don't be shy. Try to step outside of your comfort zone and just ask if there are opportunities wherever you travel. And are you any suggestions on where or?
I mean, for me, I personally invest in the UK right now. With every risk comes an opportunity, right? So we say in Chinese, risk is 危机. It's the when there's an opportunity, usually comes with some element of risk. So we talk about UK having Brexit, and as a matter of fact, literally right after Brexit was when I started building a real estate portfolio in the UK, because when everybody is, Warren Buffett says it, a lot of people talk about it, but a lot of times we just say it because we say it, right? But when I really took it to heart, when people go, there's an opportunity there, I look at the risk. But when there's a risk there, I always look at the opportunity. What can I do? How can I get involved in that market? And little did I know that I was going to build. I was going to start investing in UK, start investing in UK property, whether it's north or south, and started buying a lot of the pound when it was absolutely cheap.
So would you say that you saw the opportunity of Brexit and you wanted to enter in the UK space. For someone like watching this and says, oh, well, there's conflict in Israel, there's conflict in Palestine, should I invest there? What would you say? There's conflict all over the world. Do they just pick an area that has something going on that seems risky? Is that the place that they should, throw the dart at?
Well, first and foremost, it's not throwing the dart, right? Throwing the dart is all guesswork, right? And guesswork doesn't really go in. Donald Trump doesn't, Warren Buffett. They all study what they are going to do, right? So it's not a matter of just chance and reward. There's a big difference, right? So understanding what you can do in that marketplace. Well, what I understand with Britain being as successful as it is, G7, it allows, is it ever going to go away, right? Is this just going to disappear on the face of the earth, right? Is people not ever going to, know about the Queen anymore? So I look at that and I go, well, the chance of Britain going away at all, or GBP not even being existent anymore after Brexit, that the likelihood is very, very low. And studying the numbers, studying the economy, looking at what they can do, speaking with bankers or speaking with professionals that are in that space, they were surprised that this happened, but life goes on. And because life goes on, I also understand that this is the time for me to at least look at it. What can I do here? What type of opportunities exist, right? When they took a 15% drop in their currency, what does that mean? It just means that compared to the people in UK, I've got 15% more money, right? And I can buy assets much cheaper.
So not only did you pick a sustainable country, a place where the economic fundamentals are pretty solid, you talk to people in the country, like not just real estate agents, but bankers and other professionals in that space.
Absolutely.
And that's how you would evaluate where is a good place to be a global investor in.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even about after Brexit, then I look at the opportunity, right? So we look at an opportunity well before there's the risk. So sometimes it's understanding, okay, I understand about Brexit, I understand about the basics of it. And Brexit was just not a one-day thing. It was a 6-month, it was a 1-year thing prior to Brexit. And so there's a lot of data on that. So it doesn't require that much research, again, surrounding with that group of people, because the people around you is what dictates your success. Right? You can't do everything on your own. This is not a job. This is not where we're taught in school to sit down, shut up, and listen. That's not the real world, right? I really want to emphasize that. It is not about doing what's typical. If you want to retire in 5 years, if you want to invest like Donald Trump, if you want to invest like the people of success, you will have to do something a little different. You can be ordinary, but you have to do extraordinary things.
Let me get this clear. You have to step outside of your comfort zone. If you want to be wealthy like the billionaires, be a global investor. How do you pick a place? You pick a sustainable, economically strong place, and then you don't pick that place after the risk happens, after some significant event, but you study that place over a period of time. And when the opportunity hits, you've already developed the knowledge, and that's where you pull the trigger.
It's your confidence. You know what's going to happen, right? What goes up must come down. What goes down must come up, right? And so these are the basics of wealth. It doesn't matter whether real estate in UK. It doesn't matter whether it's in Vancouver real estate, Toronto real estate. It's like anything else. If you know the market and your conviction is really large over what it can happen, justify your claim. That's what the wealthy do. It's not the wealthy do take risks. They just take very calculated risks. They understand what they're getting into.
So they always do their due diligence. They don't just randomly throw a dart, and they don't just throw their money everywhere and hope one of them hits a jackpot.
No, that definitely is not part of their criteria.
So for someone who's in the middle class or even upper class, and they want to just take their wealth to the next level, you would definitely encourage them to pursue investing globally.
I do.
And would you say maybe start with one location first before expanding to the next location? Or would you say, pick something a little, pick some vehicles in UK and then pick some vehicles in China and then pick some vehicles in Brazil? Or would you say one at a time?
Well, first and foremost, for myself, I invest in what I know the most. What is Vancouver real estate, right? It's imperative that you invest your money where you're most comfortable at the same time. Doesn't mean that now all of a sudden, you haven't done anything with real estate. You haven't even looked at it, but now you're going to fly halfway across the world to UK or to China or to Thailand, right? Or what sounds sexy. That's not what it's about. First, be focused on your local. How can I take advantage of what's already here under our backyard, right?
That's really important, because I see a lot of people who want to invest in a lot of different investment vehicles. They haven't done their due diligence. They just heard what they read in the news, and they haven't spoken to professionals, investment professionals, real estate professionals, and they just hear, oh, Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or the next big thing, they should put their money in there. And sometimes they get lucky, so it reinforces that bad habit.
Well, we'll talk about Bitcoin,
yeah,
right?
We'll talk more
we'll
about
talk
that.
about that, or cryptocurrency as a whole.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that.
But it is imperative that we understand it, right? You have to understand it, whether it's real estate, whether it's investments, right? A lot of people see investing in stocks as sort of like, how do I trade this? How do I make a few bucks? But at the same time, understand it's the bottom line of even stocks or bonds is actually investing in the company, right? Most people don't look at that. So
they don't do their due diligence.
Yeah,
they don't read the financial statements. They don't read the annual report. They don't know what they're investing in. They just go, oh, Walmart seems like a big company. Let's just put money in there. And, oh, it went up. Oh, I must be doing a good job. So it's reinforcing the bad habit, even though the bad habit is producing the results they want. But it's still not a good habit to have where they just park money in some place without knowing in depth.
Well, that's where they talk about diversification is for idiots, right?
Yeah,
so,
which we'll discuss in another video.
A lot of things to talk about
Yeah.
here. But at the end of the day, that's where it's okay to make a bigger investment, like an investment property, right? Not necessarily your home, right? I'm not saying upgrade your means of living. I'm just simply investing in property where you understand, right? Maybe as your area. Oh, I know that this area, this is what's going on, and this is a steal. This is a great investment. And that's where, like yourself, you focus on the luxury real estate market because that is what you know, right? And so people need to come to you for that advice. If I want to know about Surrey, you may not be the guy, right? You may not be that person. Find the professionals that know their area. And that's where, as us investors, we want to tap into their knowledge. We want to tap into their resources. If it is with banks, I want to see the analysis. I want to see the basics of the financials. I want to understand what this company is doing, why they think this is a business that will grow. And even when bankers tell me, they go, well, you should be buying this. I would tell them, I know nothing about that company. Let me look into it. But it's not something that I would go, okay, let's just invest in that today. And a lot of people, they buy into the nice shiny thing, the next shiny thing. But it's, there's enough money for you to be financially wealthy many, many times without investing in the nice and shiny.
So let's summarize the golden nuggets that we learned from Peter today and this conversation. Number one, you want to be a global investor. If you want to invest like Donald Trump and Warren Buffett, you want to look at the opportunities in other countries and other cities. But before you get into other countries and other cities, you want to do your due diligence. You want to do your homework. You want to see whether the country or that city is sustainable. Is it economically sound? Is there war or strife going on in that country? Then you want to study the opportunities there by speaking to professionals in that city or country. And you want to do it before something really big happens in that country, so you are able to capitalize on the opportunities. Also, what Peter shared is you got to step outside your comfort zone. You don't know everything. Talk to people who specialize in what they do. And don't be scared. Just get get involved, learn more. And I think that's the gist of it, right?
Yeah,
Peter?
There was definitely a few pointers there, but there's lots we can talk about.
But we'll share more in the next video. Thank you for watching my video. Tell me what you liked about it. Comment below. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified of future videos. And if you want to learn more about real estate, click the videos over here.